Welcome everybody, thanks for coming along. I'll just take my glasses off so I can see you. Thanks for coming along tonight, and busy time of the year, but I thought it's really good to finish the year with an event for the Superhome participants. And I've talked to a couple of homeowners here tonight, so everybody's welcome. First of all, big thanks to Damien for putting together the Healthy Home Guide. About this time last year we launched the Healthy Home Design Guide, and then if you haven't already seen it, the magazine that's floating around has the consumer version of the Healthy Home Guide. And really this year's events have focused on launching that to the public. So we've done events with Damien's help. We've organised events in Auckland, Wellington, Tauranga, Hamilton, Wanganui. Cromwell was our last event. And, so we had 150 people register in Auckland and over 100 people turned up, and I thought, bloody hell, I didn't realise so many people gave a damn in Auckland about better houses. I thought it's probably warm enough up there. And then in Cromwell, I think 30 people registered and 50 something people turned up. So they're a bit more laid back down there. So we've got around the country, and I think that's been great. We've also had a tour. Last year we couldn't have a tour due to COVID. We just did a video tour instead. So once again, it was as good as ever, the Superhome Tour. We had, the busiest houses had over 1,000 people on the Saturday and Sunday that they were open. And some of you guys are here who had homes, were presenting homes on the tour. And the feedback that we got almost universally was that the public are more educated. They're asking more intelligent questions. They know more about what is important in a house, and that we shouldn't be building to the building code. Yeah, on the building code, we had a new building code update announced end of last month, and pretty underwhelming, sorry. And Damien hit the nail on the head when he said MB have put a beanie on the house. So they've doubled the amount of roof insulation. And I chipped in and said, well, yeah, but we're still going out into the elements with no jacket and jandals, because they did nothing for the walls and nothing for the floor. So good on them for changing it after decades of doing nothing, but it's still too little too late. And we need to do much, much better than that. So we've still got work to do with the Superhome movement. I think you need to look at the whole house, everything together, not just double the roof insulation, and we in the industry, you guys know just as well as anybody, because you're the savvy superheroes that are here tonight. What's the point in increasing your insulation values if it's still not airtight? And you've still got moisture problems to deal with. So you've got to look at the whole house as a system and deal with it and change everything, not just tinker with bits and pieces. I want to acknowledge Martin, who's been here from the beginning. We started the Superhome movement 6 years ago. It was his idea to do the tours. So he's made me a busy fool for the last 6 years doing that. And also introduced Ronnie Cooper, who has offered to be one of our trustees, because we're changing the structure and we're going to become a charitable trust, and the thinking is that that's more suitable for what we're trying to achieve. And also I like the idea of some fresh ideas and fresh ways of doing things and thinking about things, and like for you guys being members, being participants, if you've got ideas, just yell out, because it's your movement, and just use it to do what you want to, within reason. So one of the ideas that I've had recently is, you might have seen it flash up on the screen, Superhome of the Year Awards. So that was the secret, the worst kept secret. And there are no dedicated awards for sustainability and energy efficiency and environmentally sound homes. And it is a beauty contest, and it's about what's photogenic. Master Builders Awards, I think Dan and I went to Master Builders Awards a couple of years ago, and we just looked at the houses and thought, these are terrible. You know, the amount of crappy glazing, and you know, they might look good in the pictures, but they'll either have rich people that don't mind having a big power bill, or there'll be people who are cold and suffering, and that's not okay. We need to do much better. So we don't need to talk about the details much because you guys know about that because you're superheroes. Yeah, so I mean, what I want to talk to you guys about is first of all, the awards, and then it's really just keep an eye on what's happening, and early next year we're going to have another meeting, probably not January, probably early Feb, because everybody will be on holiday. We'll have another meeting and we'll talk about the details. My idea is that it's people's choice. It's voted for by the public, so it's what's most popular. And yeah, easy to enter. You just email your photos and plans, and then even with issuing certifying a superhome, we're not going to charge for that. It'll just be like an administration cost. I don't think you should have to pay $1,000 a star for a 10 grand for a 10-star home, or 15 grand to certify a passive home. You'd be better off spending that 15 grand on better windows or more insulation or something. So anyway, we're keeping things simple, keeping things fresh, and that's just how we like to roll. Dave has designed some certificates and some badges. So basically, now when you do a superhome, you'll get a badge, and it'll be a metal badge that can go on the house, and it'll be whether it's a base, better or best, gold, silver, bronze, and that probably won't be a category of the awards, or maybe we do have categories. We'll see. Now we have a standard for a superhome, or we actually have 3: base, better, best, depending on what your budget is. And so we're trying to lift the bottom end, instead of just having this aspirational standard for certified passive house. We're wanting to have a bridge to get there, because we realise that a lot of people are struggling and everybody's on a budget, and we've got to have a pathway to get to that rather than just a leap to that really lofty target. I think the time is now for superhomes, and we're probably 6 years too early, and we should have just started now. But anyway, yeah, I think about what I know, and Sir David Attenborough, what he said. How could I look my grandchildren in the eye and say I knew better and I knew about this stuff and I did nothing? So it's a real thing, the impact of building on climate, even though it's dumbed down in New Zealand to talk about 20-something% because we've got too many farting, burping cows. It's really 40% really worldwide of carbon emissions from buildings and operating buildings. It's a dirty industry, and we can do much better immediately. We don't have to wait until 2030 or 2050. We're doing it now. There's a small group of people doing it now, and that's us. So the idea is that we share ideas and we learn from each other, and that's worked brilliantly. And the benefactor of that has been the public, because we've seen people click on to building much better homes instead of universally building to code. So I'm going to introduce Martin to talk about some business stuff, because Metropole are here today to talk about an offer and the idea of having a presence in Metropole ongoing, a monthly presence. So we'll have Superhome of the Month, and then we'll have, instead of doing our own publication, which we did for the first time this year, this will be a pull-out from the Metropole July next year, and this will have the tours. And there'll be the opportunity for everybody to get involved on a regular basis, because marketing's more effective if you have a regular sort of recognition, and instead of doing sort of a flash in the pan one-off thing. So there's two sides to what we're doing. You know, we're trying to help people and raise the standards, but we're also promoting ourselves, because we're the people that know how to do things better. And so that's July. In probably October, we'll have another bumper issue of Metropole where we feature the awards, and that's going to be quite a big thing. So if you've got a beautiful superhome that you're working on, think about entering it in the awards, because it's easy, and it'll be a way to get some really good publicity. So you know, I've been a member of ADNZ for 20 years. I probably wouldn't bother if it wasn't for the awards, because that's like that's the thing that gives you the most benefit. We're going to do a lot more video stuff. So this is Dave Streeton, and he's a whiz at doing videos. He's created this overnight, and he's done some videos of the tours and the bus tours. So we're going to do a lot more of that, as well as the print stuff. So it's actually really easy to get your message out there these days, but because it's really easy, it's difficult, because so many people are doing it, and it's difficult to get people to take notice and care about it. So, Martin.